He's closing his electoral office because his staff are being threatened with rape. There are people out there who function in our society who reckon the COVID vaccine doesn't just kill kids, it turns them into the walking dead. Mark McGowan has just cemented his place in Labor Party folklore.
Anti-vaxxers are getting fierce.
Oh, are they what? They broke the rule though.
What rule?
This one.
Everybody knows you never go full retard.
I've been avoiding talking about this issue too much because it's impossible to win an argument with a strident anti-vaxxer. There are millions of derogatory messages sent to the thousands of journos around the world who are covering the COVID-19 story. The feedback I get is actually pretty vanilla. It's nothing like what the Premier's contending with. He gets people with tanks rolling up against him. He's closing his electoral office because his staff are being threatened with rape. You know it's bad when someone who works in Rockingham thinks things are getting loose. The extreme fringe of anti-vaxxers seem to be people who just cannot make the link between vaccination and lower rates of transmission and death.
Dental plan.
Lisa needs braces.
Dental plan.
Lisa needs braces.
There's one post that stuck with me, not because it's specifically abusive, it's just so breathtakingly dumb. Someone identifying as Official Maddie June took time to write to this company about its coverage of COVID-19. She's angry that one of our journalists was angry that anti-vaxxers had linked the death of great WA journalist Russell Wolfe, who he sadly lost last month, with his COVID vaccination. That theory, which I'm sure Russell would have been appalled by, was being peddled by the anti-vaxxers. Official Maddie June said, "It's happening thousands of times to thousands of people, and not just grown-ups like Russell. Apparently in Britain, there are kids dying in their sleep in high numbers here already. An international conspiracy between governments and big pharmaceutical companies to kill children while they sleep." Official Maddie June, if you are watching, I want you to turn the volume up so you can hear me very clearly. You are a complete and utter f***ing moron. I don't know how you get out of bed without falling over.
I mean, I brushed my teeth retarded.
How do you argue with a person who is almost proud of being
The dumbest motherfucker that ever lived.
I understand people who are uncomfortable with the speed that these vaccines came to market, but to bring industrial scale infanticide...
That doesn't make sense.
We're living in a time when the director of a zombie apocalypse film had to come out and explain that the movie wasn't real because people were using the plot that a cancer vaccine made people do this as a reason not to get the Pfizer jab. There are people out there who function in our society who reckon the COVID vaccine doesn't just kill kids, it turns them into the walking dead. That's more offensive than Robert Downey Jr. in blackface saying the word retard.
Damn.
Good thing we've just hit the 70% double vax rate.
Been like pulling teeth though. We've been trying to do everything to get to 90%, pop up vax clinics at Bunnings, Ernie Dingo's going to the top end. The greatest advertisement for vaccination is the threat of ending up in the West Australian tertiary health system. That's what Mark McGowan should do. A new ad of him standing outside of Fiona Stanley Hospital. An entire hospital that has the spinning wheel of death. Or sitting in one of those ambulances ramped outside Charlie's because the ED's full. Or at Osborne Park sitting on the bed next to that mum who's been told you really need to have that baby now but keep squeezing your legs together because there's nobody around to catch it if you do. And McGowan could be there in his ad saying, please get vaxxed because if you don't, there's a much greater chance you could end up here. And you really don't want to be part of this shit show.
Yeah, we could produce that ad. The system's pretty stuffed.
Like few other times in the last 20 years. Reece Whitby was out and about today talking up his new collection of fire trucks.
140 vehicles or vessels are going to be included in this lineup.
Don't worry about the summer in the Perth Hills, Reece. There's a few dumpster files in the city that need tending to right now. Even if we fix the IT problems at Fiona Stanley...
Have you tried turning it off and on again?
...and we open more ICU beds...
These resources will make a significant difference.
Who's going to look after the patients? We don't have enough appropriately trained staff.
You keep wheeling them in, I'll keep wheeling them out.
awesome appropriateness.
And we've lost more than 50 who didn't want to get vaccinated. Totally their prerogative. They want to walk another path.
To just free myself up to believe that it was okay to be stupid.
We're already accepting pretty much anyone that knows one end of an incubator from the other. We've got no decent medical staff because the borders are closed. The borders are closed because we can't afford for COVID to come in.
Potentially people will die.
We can't afford COVID to come in because the hospital system's rat shit. The hospital system's rat shit because we can't get any staff.
It repeats! It's a pattern!
And it's worse in the country.
Well, McGowan's just made that problem go away. The great thing about one vote, one value is there'll be fewer MPs in the country to complain about things like this. Mark McGowan has just cemented his place in Labor Party folklore by making everyone's vote worth the same in the upper house of the WA Parliament. Up until now, the upper house has had 6 electorates, each with 6 members, regardless of how many people live in each electorate. So the 100,000 yokels in the agricultural region, which covers Geraldton and the Wheatbelt, have the same voice in the upper house as the 430,000 bogans in the North Metropolitan region.
Anti-vaxxers, yokels and bogans.
The laws just passed were only introduced a couple of months ago, which goes to show just how fast a Premier can react when he really wants something. And there's absolutely nobody around to oppose him. Not that he ever really wanted this.
Will you ram through legislation to reform upper house voting that currently favours regions over the city?
It's not on our agenda.
Imagine what he could do if something was a priority.
Oh well, now the Premier hates you as well.
You're a first-rate idiot. Moron.
I'm Ben Harvey. For more Up Late, click the subscribe button below.